Hello to everybody. I'm very sorry for this late now, but it happened, and I'm trying to be in a hurry with my presentation because we know that we have only 1 hour and 15 minutes to present and to discuss. So let's begin immediately. My presentation in frame of Balkan Med Innova project is about quality assurance and preventive measures, a precondition for food safety guarantee. In this presentation, I'd like to present a very interesting topic nowadays, that is food safety. But in fact, my discussion will be a little bit different from general arguments related to food safety and risk analysis. It will be focused in some other consideration, such as quality assurance, also preventive measure and corrective measures, quality assurance and quality safety standards, which can guarantee food safety. So in this discussion, I'd like to discuss for these main issues. So first of all, we can discuss about some factors affecting food safety. Then we will discuss about quality assurance systems in food industry. Then we will see something about importance of preventive measures. How is the situation of food safety in Albania? Then there are some information about the role of higher education in and scientific research. Some recommendation of European Food Safety Authority, of Food and Agriculture Organization, and also is a final document of European community regarding a new strategy for from farm to the table or to fork chain. I prefer to speak, and then if somebody have something to discuss or to ask, is free to do. Nowadays we all face the question, how safe is our food? Why this? Because in recent decades global food production seems consolidated, but food safety is a discussed topic throughout the world. This because foodborne illnesses are a common risk on public health and influence significantly the cost of healthcare and the world economy. Each year, from foodborne illnesses get sick about 17% and more of people. At the same time, investigation of foodborne outbreaks with analysis of data on germs that make consumer risks help on identifying where improvements on countries' food safety systems are necessary. This system spans from growing the food on the farm through processing, packing, distribution, transportation, and storage till the consumer plate. On the other side, we can see how is the consumer food safety concerns. Consumers pretend safe food free from hazards occurring along the entire food chain or from farm to table continuum. They are focused mainly on foodborne illnesses, this because still is most prevalent risk with food because of low sanitation, livestock facilities, farm practices. Also, another issue is food contaminants because of biological and chemical risks from bacterial and viral contamination, heavy metals, also a wide variety of other substances, chemical substances especially. The third one is pesticide exposure used in many agricultural operations, from fruit vegetable production to animal feeding operations. Antibiotic resistance. We know that today a list of using antibiotic materials is long, and widespread overuse then can cause the development of antibiotic-resistant diseases and infections. Environmental effects. We know that agriculture is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emission and environmental pollution. Soil degradation, water and air contamination, destruction of ecosystem and climate change are some of negative ecological consequences of agricultural operation. Also, we can discuss from another point of view regarding consumer concerns that the responsible authorities amend regulation. Food business operators have the legal and moral obligation to produce and supply safe food. Also, food operator businesses implement schemes and techniques detecting, evaluation, manage the risks, and although tools and systems of food safety management does exist and improvement continuously, the using of them in practice is not so easy. At the same time, IGCCP or hazard analysis and critical control point scheme does not function effectively if implementers do not have enough scientific and practical skills to detect, monitor risks in a proper way. We know that food operator businesses are more focused on technological schemes, less on management procedures, especially because of difficulties that they have in the production and storage and marketing of their products, but at the same time because of the small and medium schemes that they have, because there are less department and not so much people involved in it because of high costs and the profit that they can have. Especially most of them are small and medium, not large companies. We know that is new food safety management standard, ISO 22000, and the implementation of these standards ask for human resources very well trained and prepared. So this is another difficulty to implement in these small and medium enterprises. Here are shown some difficulties during food production. We know that the food production systems are difficult because of fluctuation of input quality, because of their origin from animal and plant origin materials. Also, the short shelf life of food products. Food contamination is another big problem. Traceability systems are difficult to understand and to manage them during not only food production, but also during the storage and sale of them. Another big issue is food quality management systems. In some cases are ineffective. The small and medium enterprises think that they have implemented, even if some of them are even certified, but the system is not functioning good or in an appropriate way. So for this, they have the documentation, but the company is not working according to these documents. In some cases, these companies lead to a general preference for profitability over quality. Also, the elimination of all hazards from food is an impossible mission. Reduction to limit values is essential for food operators to protect consumers' health and image of their businesses. And protect consumer means all sectors in chain operate in an integrated way, and food control systems address to all stages of this chain. This means that all parties to think and to do things at the same way, to trust each other and to be responsible for the duty that they have. but it's not so easy during all the very long chain to work like a team and to have the same quality of things that all of them are doing at the same time. Another discussion or a very interesting thing related to food safety and food quality is food quality assurance. What is food quality assurance? In fact, food quality assurance imposes for food manufacturers standards on their products. We know that we have standards for products, we have standards for processes, and also standards for systems of production and marketing of products. Dietary changes in global society, restriction or importing several food from other countries, allergies from various food ingredients, financial problems, and other problems affect the food consumption. On the other side, food production companies may try to reduce production costs by mixing the low quality materials, even in some cases not from natural origin, but in some cases even some synthetic materials or something else, which may damage people's health. The consumer might have difficulties to choose between healthy and unhealthy food because they, in some cases, it's impossible to have the proper and the right information from the production, and they can choose in the supermarket the foods they can have information but not at all, so they can be disinformed on which they are looking for. What are functions of quality assurance? First of all, function of quality assurance are related to quality control. That it means there are standards of the products or processes implementation in function of defined quality. The second one is quality evaluation. That it means the description or appraising the worth of the product due to laboratory testing to evaluate the performance of incoming materials in process and the final products. Also is the third point that is related to quality audits, that it means that there are internal audits and external audits. These are for the problems that are related to standard implementation, and for the certification process are the audits. They are realized from certification bodies or third parties that are external audits from with the scope for the certification process or certification of the company. Quality assurance is related with the documentation and with procedures that are documented in a whole material that is called quality manual. What is called quality manual is a set of quality policy of organization, some organizative processes documented, inspection of the equipment. There are also some checkpoints, data of measure required and reviews, corrective and preventive actions, identification and quality records, processes, procedures, and all other documentation related to food production in a food operator business. Management review is on the top of these materials and is very important in the quality manual because it's related directly to a quality assurance program. A third pillar of this discussion is something about preventive measure. We know today that all sectors are focused on preventive measure because it's necessary to spend time and money for fixing or deciding some preventive measures that to correct after they happened. Even in food production systems, there are some regulation and government policy in some cases influenced by industry create favorable rules, decreasing business costs, putting consumer at risk. Regulators act more in a reactive manner than preventive one, using voluntary product recalls from the market to respond to major food safety scandals rather than addressing the underlying problems. Technical information for developing new preventive measures and control rules for human and animal food increase awareness on preventive contamination of food during production. Corrective or preventive action is a continuous improvement tool that an organization uses as a part of food safety management system to prevent causes of non-conformities or wrong or things that are not in conformance with the standard to happen. What are corrective and preventive actions? They need to ensure that corrective and preventive actions are properly identified, implemented and validated as effective. This corrective and preventive action process follows the following of 4 distinct steps. First of all, the first step is identification of a non-conformity, then evaluation and review of this non-conformity. The next step is root cause analysis, then corrective and preventive action plan is necessary to be done, and after that the verification of effectiveness of the measures that are considering to correct the problem that is caused. Here in this slide is shown a diagram or a tool called the Ishikawa diagram, and this visual tool finds application in product design to prevent quality defects. This diagram allows visualization of the sources of variation or deviation from requirements that lead to the non-conformity in the process or in the whole system. Brainstorming of main factors or categories which can cause the effect or the non-conformity are shown in the scheme, and the main that they are considering in this analysis are first the manpower, people involved in food manufacturing. The second one, methods, policies, procedures, work instructions, regulatory and consumer requirements. The third one are machines, equipment, IT solution required to accomplish the task, materials, raw materials and other ingredients, work in progress or flow charts, packaging, measurements, data from instruments and computers, and other arguments related to environments, the condition, physical location, time, season, temperature in which the food product is manufactured. During the analysis of all these causes, the Department of Rural and Research can see what are non-conformities in a process, or what are these critical control points that can maybe cause some problems in the process and in the final product. Let's see something about the situation in Albania regarding the legal framework related to food quality and safety. In our country is food law number 9080/63 since 2008, and is an amendment in 2010 of this law. Also, at the same time, is another law for inspection in the Republic of Albania on 2011. Is another law regarding license, authorization and permission of food operator businesses in the Republic of Albania. Also, there are some ordinance and regulation of the Minister of Agriculture related to implementation of preliminary programs of good hygiene practice, good manufacturing practices and procedures based on hazard analysis and critical control points in food establishment, food and feed establishment. Also, there is an ordinance of the Minister of Agriculture for specific hygiene requirements and official controls on products of animal origin. Is another one on general and specific hygiene conditions for food establishment and food operator businesses. There is a decision of Council of Ministers on the labeling of food products. There are some other orders related to microbiological criteria for foodstuffs, for the unification of procedures, methods, and documentation of laboratory. In Albania is National Food Authority responsible for food safety, and it operates in two levels, in central level through National Food Authority, that is also the General Directorate, and regional level through National Food Authority regional directorates. Is a strategy for consumer protection and market supervision until 2000, put in focus the consumer, their active role in the market. Also, there is a progress report from European Union indicates little progress have been done by our country during this period of time. The proper functioning of relevant services is hampered by overlapping responsibilities and by the lack of communication, qualified personnel, and limited financial resources. These are weak points, and they have caused problems during these years. Also, main issues are related to the poor enforcement of the provision of law. Food safety and quality systems are not understood as well as a tool to assure product quality and to reduce failure costs from food business operators. The implementation of these schemes or standards are not efficient in some cases. Quality assurance program and quality control are not documented. In some cases, there are not administrative structures appropriate. Also, there is a lack of professionals related to quality control experts, insufficient lab capacities for quality control, even in official or public and private floor, but also regarding auto control or self-control from in the private companies, but also there is a big discussion about accredited laboratories in our country because of the cost, but also because of the less number of analyses that they are doing right now. Also, there is another problem related to standards of food products, because we have or we are working also until now with national standards that are published in and approved in 1987. But there are new food products in the market, and there is no any standards prepared for this big amount of new products in these 30 years. What is the role of education and scientific research in this field? In the Agricultural University of Tirana is a faculty of biotechnology and food. This faculty, there are some study programs in the 3 cycle of studies: Bachelor, Master of Sciences, Professional Master, and PhD. related to programs, especially on quality and food safety, food analysis, nutrition science. Also, this faculty organized training courses for food specialists or on quality and food safety standards and systems, quality assurance specialists, additives and contaminants, also food toxicology, with an recent initiative. This faculty is working on preparation of national standards. There are more than 35 or 40 product standards. They are prepared considering the old standards, but also the new standards that are used even in the region, but also in European Union, and related also to Codex Alimentarius or FAO standards. And we have produced some new standards regarding milk, honey, wine, olive oil, drinking water, canned food, etc. Also, you are working in another system for food data composition. We have a license from dairies, from the Ministry of Agriculture in Bratislava, with an agreement that we have in the university. We have elaborated data for first for 30 foods, and now we are working for the next phase for new 40 food products that are product produced in Albania. What are food safety research priorities? The Food Safety and Inspection Service has developed a listing of the top food safety research areas of interest. First of all, prevent foodborne illnesses and protect public health. Modernize inspection systems, policies, and the use of scientific approach. Achieve operational excellence. Here are some European Food Safety Authority recommendations. They are mainly focused on depth communication channels for national preferences. Also, they recommend to be transparent and accountable regarding EFSA role and the purpose of its scientific advice when communicating about emerging risks. Develop and implement a long-term communication strategy, disseminate communicative narratives at early stages of identification of emerging risks, engage with lay people as partners in process of understanding the risk, prepare summaries of what is known and what and not known about emerging risk for use public and media. Also adapt the level of technical content to the audience, understanding and uncertainties. Here are some FAO recommendations. Share responsibility along the food chain. That is mandatory, but also is difficult at the same time. Supporting processes for development of food safety policies and regulatory frameworks. Use data and experience in developing risk-based systems, supporting institutions, individuals along the chain on developing capacities on food safety, providing tools and guidance to evaluate risk management options and support food safety decision-making, promoting good practices aligned with Codex International Food Standards, promoting good food safety standards practices at all stages of chain. Here is a very short description of this new strategy that I mentioned in the beginning. Is a new strategy, a farm to fork strategy for a fair, healthy and environmentally friendly food system. Is a production of European Community of 20 May 2020. Here is an argumentation, need for action. The European Green Deal sets out how to make Europe the first climate neutral continent by 2050. It maps a new sustainable and inclusive growth strategy to boost the economy, improve people's health and quality of life, care for nature, and leave no one behind. The Farm to Fork strategy is at the heart of the Green Deal. It addresses comprehensively the challenges of sustainable food systems and recognizes the inextricable links between healthy people and healthy societies and a healthy planet. The strategy is also central to the Commission agenda to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. All citizens and operators across the value chain in the European Union and elsewhere should benefit from a just transition, especially in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic downturn. A shift to a sustainable food system can bring environmental, health, and social benefits, offer economic gain, and ensure that the recovery from the crisis puts us onto a sustainable path. Ensuring a sustainable livelihood for primary producers who still lag behind in terms of income is essential for the success of the recovery and the transition. Who are the EU goals? Are to reduce the environmental and climate footprint of the EU food system and strengthen the resilience, ensure food security in the face of climate change and biodiversity loss, and lead a global transition toward competitive sustainability from farm to fork and stepping into new opportunities. This means to ensure that the food chain covering food production, transport, distribution, marketing, and consumption is neutral or positive environmental impact, preserving and restoring the land, fresh water, and the sea-based resources on which the food system depends, helping to mitigate climate change and adapting to its impact, protect the land, soil, water, air, plant and animal health and welfare, and reversing the loss of biodiversity. Ensuring food security, nutrition, and public health, making sure that everyone has access to sufficient nutrition, sustainable food, that uphold high standards of safety and quality, plant health and animal health and welfare, while meeting dietary needs and food preferences. And third, preserving the affordability of food while generating fair economic returns in the supply chain, so that ultimately the most sustainable food has becomes most affordable, fostering the competitiveness of European Union supply sector, promoting fair trade, creating new business opportunities, while ensuring integrity of the single market and occupational health and safety. Below is shown the structure of this material. First is shown the need for action, then building a food chain that works for consumer, producers, climate, and the environment. Here are discussed ensuring sustainable food production, ensuring food security, stimulating sustainable food processing, wholesale, retail, hospitality, and food services practices, promoting sustainable food consumption and facilitating the shifts to healthy, sustainable diets, reducing food loss and waste, combating food fraud along the food supply chain. Then there are some considerations about enabling the transition regarding research, innovation, technology, and investments, advisory services, data and knowledge sharing and skills, and promoting the global transition. This material is on the website, so who is interested can have a show of all material. And that's all regarding my discussion. So thank you. If you have something to ask or to discuss, I am in your disposition.
So, Professor, if there are no questions from the participants, we can call an end in this session.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you, and very sorry for the beginning.
Okay, don't worry, don't worry. Have a nice day to all. Goodbye.
Bye.
So what do you think are the challenges we see if we implement, let's say, safety standards, food safety standards in small processing units, or let's say home-based, family-based processing? Is this possible?
Yes, I think so, because there are good manufacturing practices or good hygienic practices that can help to produce in a very good way and very safe way. And if they can prepare some small documents or some very easy and not complicated documents, they can manage their products, but at the same time they can have a source of data, and if they have this kind of information, they can control or self-control time after time themselves. It doesn't cost much money. They can spend more money now that they are not controlling everything. That's to have some preventive measure to not to let the problems to cause after. So it's not so difficult, but the problem of standards nowadays is like a taboo or like a bureaucratic issue or documentation or system. But in reality, it's not so difficult. In fact, there is all the work that they are doing, but they have to write in the proper way. Because if they have the procedures, approved procedures in their companies or in their places when they are producing their products, is better for them, because they can control themselves, their workers, the market, and their clients at the same time. That they can see the contracts and everything that is related to their production. So it's not difficult, and it's not expensive. It's more expensive the way that are doing right now.
The problem is that you mentioned at the beginning that some of the factors that affect quality is the capacities of human resources, I mean, and also the equipment. So in both these factors are not in a good level if we are talking for small enterprise or household processing. So how can we reach these standards? Even, let's say, standards are the same in this case? are applied the same standards?
Referring the product, referring the law, food law in our country, but this law is everywhere. All producers, they have the intention to sell the product in the market. They are forced to attend and to apply the requirements related to food quality and safety. How is the level of these measures? It depends on the production, in the technology, in the processes they are using, but is mandatory for all of them if they intend to sell the products in the market, even small or less or a huge amount. Regarding the implementation of standards, I told you there are some very little procedures related to good manufacturing practices that they have to do. And in regard of this, there are this plan of self-control or auto-control of small companies or small businesses. And it's mandatory from the food law to have this plan. And for this is necessary also to have some very small analysis to calculate, even for the technological schemes, even for the yield of the products, and even for various ingredients which are related to the information of the label of the product. So it's impossible, or is they can't produce without any kind of control in their facilities. So it's impossible. So they need to do some investment in the beginning. When they have the improvement or the approval for the license of the company, of the permission to produce, it's necessary to have the plan for self-control and to have a very small equipment for self-analysis in the company for the product that they are producing.
And another question, sorry. If we are talking about agritourism, that is recently very much, let's say, promoted in Albania, practically in the field, I have seen a lot of problems with the people who supply or service food and other products to customers. So it's not regulated. Do you think that selling at the farm can be much more relaxed or more easy for farmers, or they have to apply the same criteria? For example, if they prepare some processing products, some jams or other products, they have to apply the same criteria, the same standards, or they may sell with different standards? Just to know.
There are some other standards related to traditional products or products with original products, let's say. And if some farmers intend to produce and to sell, they can't implement these standards, but it's necessary to know what kind of class they have to, class of standards they have to be part, because it's necessary for them to know what are the measures that they have to put or to implement in their purposes or premises when they intend to sell the products. So, and the requirements are the main requirements are the same. If they have no possibility to control in their premises, they have to be advised to go in a lab, in the regional lab, to put samples there and to see what's the situation of their products. So even them are they have to. So it's impossible to work without requirement of the standards. There are some standards for these products, these traditional products, or products that they have a brand name or something else.
Okay,
so even these kind of products are
okay, clear. Thank you.
okay. If nobody else has something, we'll leave. Thank you again, and have a nice afternoon.